Goes back to episode number 9 of the Derby Current Life, and to start off this episode, we're currently second in the league. Rooney is the top goal scorer in the league as well, so we're doing very well indeed. And I kind of want to make it a little bit difficult, but the problem is some of the sliders just aren't quite working well. And I don't want to... The thing is, if you put these sliders too far one way, literally every single pass and every single shot will go in. So I'm a bit reluctant to make it too difficult, because then at that point it's basically like playing a robot. Like, obviously we are playing against the computer, but it's like there's no errors at all, and it's literally giving me no chance at all. So it's very difficult to get the fine line between. I'm not too sure if line height is what I should be fiddling with as well, because obviously that means players like Marriott, for example, and Josephson are just going to get bags of space behind their defence, but at the same time it does mean they will attack more. So yeah, it's a little bit of a, maybe we'll go for like control error or something. We'll just have a fiddle. Obviously we've got a very big game to kick off this episode at the City ground against Forest, of course. It's going to be a difficult one. Obviously they're just below us in the table, so it's not the best way to start off an episode. Obviously my first game of FIFA of the day. Then we do have the international break. Then we have Preston, Fulham, and then we do need to have a look who we do have in the next round of the Carabao Cup. It is Manchester United on the day before my birthday, so that's a good game. I'm not too sure. Can I see if it's a home or away fixture? It is at Old Trafford as well, so that's exactly what I want to see how the sliders are, because obviously it's kind of difficult when we're playing against Championship teams with like 70 rated players. It'll be interesting to see what lineup Manchester United go for as well, because a lot of people have had the issue on career mode where basically the big teams just put out like 50 and 60 rated players against them. So yeah, we're not too far away from, by the time this episode does end, we'll be moving into December pretty much. So let me know in the comment section down below on what players you want me to sign. I have actually added a few that have been suggested throughout the career mode. I've kind of trimmed the transfer hub a little bit, but not too much. I'm still, yeah, we probably do with removing a few of these, especially the players that are like under 60 rated. I just don't feel we'll keep this guy just because he's 17 and 57 rated, which is pretty decent. We'll leave him there for the time being, but we have added a few players here at the bottom. We've got Dani Olmo from Dynamo Zagreb. Obviously very good. He's absolutely fantastic on Football Manager. Same with Haaland, but the thing is with Haaland, I think he's a bit too well known. I think he's a bit too obvious of a signing. I just don't feel like I don't know, I don't like making the obvious signing. He's obviously a fantastic player and would help the team out massively, but he's also only just, I think he signed last season, so we could always get him, but we'll get the scout report back. We also have this guy, I'm not even going to try, we'll call him Dominic because that's his first name. Yeah, again, very similar to Dani Olmo. This guy does have a release clause though. Not too sure about what kind of stats he's got, but we'll see when the scout report does come back. Then we do have Kubo from Real Madrid, 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Does look absolutely fantastic, I'm not going to lie. I haven't heard too much about him. I think he's only just signed for Real Madrid this season. He's obviously only 18 years old. And with an £8 million release clause like that, that's really good to see. Also we have this Tomiyasu here. 5-star weak foot, 6'2", Japanese centre-back or CDM. Did join in the summer, but obviously by the time January does roll around, he could be a very good signing. I think out of the ones that are here, he's definitely one that stuck out. He's definitely one that I'm going to look to pursue and potentially sign. We also have this Almada guy from the Argentinian league. Looks very nice. Obviously can play cam, left wing or striker. I like players that can play more than one position. It just adds so much to the squad. I do it on Football Manager a lot. I sign like James Milner. He could play a bag full of positions. Then we have this Danny Amos guy. He was apparently one of the viewers. This is his cousin, so I thought let's just have a look and see what he's like. 19 years old. If he's like over 65, maybe 60 rated, we'd potentially sign him. But we do have a number of left backs, so maybe not for the time being. But we do have Matai Vidra here. Obviously, absolutely fantastic. A couple of seasons ago now. It's crazy how long ago that is now. That he was the top goal scorer in the league. It's interesting that he hasn't got the striker position, obviously just the cam position, but obviously can do a perfectly fine job up front, and obviously not getting the most amount of game time at Burnley, so it would be interesting to see what he does in real life as well. Like, is he just happy coming on for the last 20 minutes for Burnley? Then we have Pico from the Argentinian league as well. Again, can play centre mid or CDM. Very nice stats, like just from the get-go. I just feel like he looks very good. 6'2", big, tall CDM. That's what I kind of need to replace with Tom Huddleston getting on a bit now. Then we have De La Cruz here. Again, just saw his stats in the Argentinian league as well. I think that's maybe Colombian league, but yeah, those stats look absolutely amazing for a player that I haven't really heard of. So yeah, that's about that for the transfer hub. Obviously, we've got a month to scout those new players, so let's head into the first game of the episode against Nottingham Forest, our local rival. It'd be interesting to see. I can't quite remember what we used in the cup game against Forest. Was it the black or the blue kit? Or wait, maybe even the white kit. The white kit would work. I don't know. I like to play with the away or the alternate kit when we are away from home, even if the kits don't clash. So I think I'm going to go for the black kit. I just feel like the black kit's just a little bit nicer. I do like the blue kit. They're both very nice kits, but I think the black kit does edge it slightly. Obviously, Chris Martin had a fantastic episode in the last one. Scored 5 goals in 3 games like that. That's amazing. Maybe even got one in the cup game, actually, against Cardiff. I don't think he did, though. But, yeah, I'm very happy with the lineup. I'm very happy with how players are developing. What you guys did suggest is to transfer list these players and to get the money. And I think that kind of makes sense if we are going to be getting some of these new players in January. If we do transfer list those at the end of this game, I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't want them to be at the club. That's for sure. I just don't feel, even if they come back in real life, I'm not like if the club feel that's the right thing to do. But I just rather not have them at the club and have this bad influence. Mason Bennett I don't see Mason Bennett getting a new contract after what he's done. He is expiring at the end of the year, so yeah, that's something to definitely consider. Obviously, Keogh out injured till the end of the season anyway, and obviously at 33, I would rather look to phase out these kind of players that are getting on a bit. Obviously, Rooney at 34 is our oldest, but our best, so kind of contradicted myself there. Here we are then at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest, our local rivals. Let's have a quick look and see their lineup. We've gone for Curtis Davis in the defence, just to make it a little bit better. I was tempted to take Bird out of the midfield, but he's doing very well at the minute, so I'll leave him in there for the time being. Looking at their team then, they've gone for the 4-5-1 with Samba in goal, Daraqua, Benalou and Milicevic, then Jack Robinson at left back. So Silva and Bostock in the middle, Joe Lolly and Carvalho and Graben up top. It's actually like they have about 50 players at the club, so the lineup is, they're doing quite well in real life, which is it's not nice to see, but it's good to see that they're not as shit as they normally are. So at least they're doing something slightly more productive than recent seasons where they've been in the bottom half pretty much all the time. So let's see how we do. The only thing about this game that I'm a bit like, because we've been using this formation, it's doing well, but this is the first time we've got a test against a big side. We've played against Borough and it was the other one, Hull City, so this is the first time it'll get properly tested. As you can see, we are the top goal scoring team in the league, so maybe just increasing the defensive side, but I do want to keep the goals up. I don't want us just to win games like by 1 or 2 goals. I want to get plenty of goals and try and entertain you guys. The camera on this stadium is a bit of a funny one. I do remember, because of my camera settings, it does mean the camera like basically jolts in and out because of the shape of the stadium. Bird with the ball. He is a very nice player, I must say. It's gone inside to Jack Marriott here. We have got a bit of space to run into. Can he find the back of the net? In these kind of games, you've got to be scoring those chances, and I'm not too sure. I think I've just put a tad too much power on it. Obviously, when I'm playing like Ultimate Team, I'm using like 80 rated players, and you can push the limits a little bit more. But when you're using players that are like 70, 75, you've got to be a little bit more precise. Chance here for Forest on the edge with Silva. He's laid it off for Bostock with the shot, just wide, I think. Or has he saved that? He's actually saved that. I didn't think the keeper got a hand on that. That's a good save. Ball into the near post, grabbing with the header and into the back of the net. First goal of the game 5 minutes before half-time. I was just about to say how much of a deadlock the game's been at. It's been pretty, not too many chances, but just from that cross into the near post, I think just Bogle being, obviously with the lack of wingers, I've got to get my fullbacks further up to get width, but then obviously on the counter it does mean there are spaces there, and Graben has got the first goal of the game. Rooney with the ball here on the edge. He hasn't really excelled in this formation. Good save there from Samba. Holmes wins the ball here high up. It's into Rooney on the edge. Got one last attack to try and get a goal. It's into Chris Martin now with the shot, turns, but it's not really too powerful for test the keeper. And that is half time. 1-0 up for Forest. I must say it's been... I want it to be this kind of difficulty. I don't want us just to be top 2 in the league, so I do like the fact it's been a challenge. But as you can see, Bogle and Lowe quite low on fitness. Obviously, I'm not too sure about their stamina. 67 and 66. Yeah, like basically to play this kind of formation and to have these players literally running up and down constantly, it does mean we do need rotation, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Obviously, I could always look to play Josephson at right wing back kind of role, but I feel maybe better up front with the pace. Dow with the ball here, obviously a former Forest man, into Josephson now. It's very, very compact. I don't know if it's because they are playing a 4-5-1, obviously against our team. Ball into Chris Martin, into Josephson now. Going to try and look to play it into Max Bird. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he can, but Samba with another save there. Ball into Patterson now into Josephson. Gone for Rooney and Josephson up front as a front two. Can he go around Benalou? Hasn't got the most amount of pace, but Josephson cuts in well here with the finesse just wide of the post. It's just that little bit of quality I need from the front man. Albert Adoma there coming on for Forest. We do need to get a goal, of course. Forest on the attack here. 73 minutes on the clock. Robinson gets it to Lolly. Now into Bostock in the box, and it's come off the defender, Clark, and gone into the back of the net. A little bit unfortunate there. And we may be losing against our local rivals, which isn't the best to happen. As you can see here, it's Lolly with the ball. Goes around Curtis Davis quite well, but then just unfortunately Clark hits it into his own net to make it 2-0. Rooney on the attack here, just waiting for some kind of option, but I just don't really have the numbers forwards. Dow with the ball here on the edge of the box. Now with the finesse shot. Samba has made a good number of saves this game, and maybe the goals that we were scoring previously won't go in now. We've increased the goalkeeper ability. Rooney with the ball here. Kind of have to shoot with Rooney if I'm going to get a goal, but I'm going to have to take the shot here with Josephson. Again, pushed over. Ball here into Dow. Can he get himself into the box? Yes, he can. Flicks it across the face, a goal, and it's flicked over the bar by the Forest defender. And there we go, full time against Forest. We did play an extra 3 minutes on top of the 3 minutes which were added, but yeah, I think obviously it's not good to lose, but I think it's what needed to happen. I think we've hit a point where the games are actually quite difficult, which I want to happen basically. I don't want it to be easy. Their first goal with Lewis Graben, obviously ball out wide and then crossed into the middle, quite well done. And then just a bit unlucky for the second goal. We had a few chances obviously against Samba, but he did well. As you can see, pretty even in stats, so just a little bit of quality. Maybe Rooney just didn't quite turn up on the day. Into the next game against Preston North End, who are currently, I think they weren't, or maybe I'm thinking about in real life. No, they were in the top 6, but they are 7th now. Also doing very well in real life, of course. I think they're currently in the playoffs, so again, it's a good way to test the sliders and all that stuff. It's also interesting to see how the formation does. It wasn't great against Forest in that last game, but at the same time, as I did change the sliders and stuff, it does make it difficult to judge at times. So we'll go for their nice yellowy custardy mustard kit. I'm kind of tempted to put Curtis Davis in just because he said, oh, I want to play the next game. I'm also tempted to put Huddleston in. Since it is a big game, like I do want to win as many games as possible, so I feel maybe dropping Bird's the thing to do. Here we are then, back at home against Preston North End. We have made a few changes to the team, of course. We've decided to go for Bielik and Davies as the two centre-backs. That's what we did against Birmingham, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. Obviously, Clark is on loan, so it's either we sign him at the end of the season on a permanent for like 3 or 4 million, or we look somewhere else for maybe a better defender or somebody different. But yeah, we've gone for Huddleston in the holding midfielder role as well. He is fantastic. It's just the stamina. It's just 33 stamina. Just isn't. It's just not usable. Like, you use him for a game and then you have to miss a game or two to get him back up to full stamina, which is a bit stupid because he plays 90 minutes every week. I'm kind of tempted to go into the edit player feature and make his stamina like 60 odd. But that could break him, so I'm not going to do that. Here's the Preston team for today's game then. I did kind of forget to show it, but I've just shown it now in the first 10 minutes. Hudson in goal, Rafferty, Story, Ben Davies. He's actually quite good, Ben Davies. I'm kind of tempted to look at him instead of Clark, both very similar. O'Connor, Ben Pearson as well, also very good in the midfield. Baxter, Potts and Ginley out wide. Brown, then Stockley up front. It's a very good Preston team who are doing very well in real life. Chance here for Preston, a little bit of space. Oh, how's that a penalty? I thought I got the block in there. Let's hope he doesn't send him off. I don't think he will, but yeah, it's a bit odd. That's a penalty. Maybe it is when I look back at it now. They have taken it straight away. Gone to the right, saved it. It's potentially going to go in anyway, and it has. Little bit unfortunate. I didn't expect him to take the penalty that quickly. It was literally as soon as it changed to that screen, he was running up, and a little bit unfortunate not to get the save further out, and they have scored the rebound there to make it 1-0. As you can see here, dived the right way, but just, yeah, it's just so unfortunate. Slipped in there to Shinny. Just looking for Rooney here on the edge of the box. It's blocked, but Martin's in the box. Out here to Martin, turns, shoots into the back of the net. Chris Martin, the absolute Derby County legend, with the goal to make it 1-1 in the game. Definitely what we needed. We needed a goal. I think the Forest game was the first time we've not scored in a game. I think that's the first ever time we didn't succeed to score, but on his left foot, just holds the ball off the defender, and that's us back in the game. Another corner here for Preston. They've had about 4 or 5 so far in only 26 minutes of game time. Good clearance here from Chris Martin. Would kind of prefer Martin on the halfway line, to be honest, because he can actually hold the ball up, but Rooney's done well here to give us a bit of space forwards. Now into Marriott, back to Rooney. Slips it through for Marriott. Can he get his way through into the box? Now with the shot into the wide. Potts with the knife over a kick in. Stockley. Just kind of pulling the defence apart, but Huddleston flicks it back to Pearson. Now with the shot, saved, but not fully, and they have got back into the lead there with the goal. Brown this time, I think, got the first goal, to be honest. Does take the penalties. As you can see, Huddleston just flicking it back into the edge of the box. Could have done a bit better, but it's a good shot. It's a good, powerful shot, and maybe we found the sliders that we need. Maybe these are the difficulty that I want. Malone with the ball here. And we get himself into the box, yes we can. Pulled back for Shinny. Cross to Rooney. Now with the shot into the back of the net, but he is unfortunately offside. I would have preferred that to go to Marriott, I think, who was just behind Shinny. A little bit frustrating that it did. Like, as you can see, like, look at Marriott there. He's an absolute bags of space. Rooney only just offside there. With the ball here into Huddleston. Now to Rooney. Nice bit of passing play here. It's a chance for Rooney to run through. Now with the shot. Hits the post. Hits the post, Wayne Rooney. Oh, got to be scoring then, Wayne. Chance here for Marriott. Has he got the pace to break through the defence? Yes, he does. Does he have the quality of finish? Yes, he does. And that is us back into the game. As I said, the high line is good because they score more goals, but my players such as Marriott and Josephson just can do that, basically. They can just run through a big space. But then again, we did counter attack quite quickly there. So I'd rather that happen. I'd rather the computer be scoring goals and us scoring counter attack kind of goals than no goals to the computer. Chance here for Marek to win it off the defender. Yes, he has. Can he get himself into the box now? He has indeed. Pulls it back for Shinny. Can Shinny get the shot off? Yes, he can. Into the back of the net. Graham Shinny with the goal, and I think that's his first goal for the club. From 2-1 down to 3-2 up. That's very good indeed. He is very good. I must say, it's 75 rated now. I could see myself using him in the Premier League. Like, he's that kind of player. He can just run constantly. He can tackle, can pass, can run. It's just a bit of a shame he's not really been given the most amount of chances in real life, because he was like Aberdeen's best player. I know that isn't much of an accolade, but still a very good player in the Scottish League, but not really been given the chance so far. On to Knight now, across to Josephson. Look at that pace. That's what you want at your right wing. It's just running, slipping it across to Martin Waghorn, saved by the keeper, rebound into the back of the net. That is Josephson, okay? You just run past people like nobody's business and create chances all day long. So I must say, I didn't expect Josephson to be as good as he's been. I thought we'll just bring him on every now and then, but he's been very, very useful and got us a lot of points. Waghorn on the ball here now into Rooney. Across to Waghorn. It's a bit of a shame that we have got so many strikers, because Waghorn is very good indeed. And he's been absolutely fantastic there to ping that into the top right-hand corner. An absolute peach. As I said, because we've got so many strikers, he's not had the most amount of game time. But he still gets bringing him off the bench is wonderful, because you know he's got everything you need in a striker, and gets his second of the game. There we go, full time, a 5-2 victory against Preston North End after being 2-1 down. Very nice from Martin Waghorn to get a couple of goals and to make sure we got the victory. Of course, it's given me a bit of a pick of like what kind of lineup do I go for against Fulham next, who are top of the league. And with that victory against Preston, we do go top of the league, 36 points after 17 games. We're going to go into a bit of training here, and we have had a bit of growth to Van der Voort, which is very nice to see. Very good goalkeeping stats now at 74, reflexes and diving, and if we can get that positioning up a bit more, then that's great. Bogle also only just grown to a 73, but very close if I get the next training session in. 81 standing tackling now, which is pretty darn good for a player of such a low rating. A couple of player chats here. First one from Andre Wisdom. I'll just tell him he's got his place in the squad. Obviously we do have the cup game coming up against Man United, so maybe we'll bring him in for that game. But Jane Bogle's just such a quality player, it's kind of difficult to not play him basically. So as I said, we do have it was top of the league anyway since the last game. Obviously it has changed. Fulham did lose, so they can go back to top, and we can extend our lead. We do have an extra loss than Fulham and Stoke and Forest, but obviously we have won more games than drawn. Obviously they've drawn quite a few. Let's just have a quick look and see the bottom three so far. Charlton, Middlesbrough and Barnsley. Brentford also down there, same with Bristol City and Swansea. Yeah, it's the thing is, with a lot of people seeing the issue with teams shouldn't be where they should be with the Championship. It doesn't really affect it, because literally anyone can be anywhere. Obviously you got Leeds, Stoke and Fulham, who have got very good squads towards the top. So I think in terms of the Championship, I don't see an issue with big teams not performing well. But it's one of those things where EA obviously aren't going to get it 100% correctly. But let's go into the next game against Fulham then. I think we will use our blue kit for this game, just because we did use... What's happened there? There we go. Just because we did use the black kit against Forest. Bit of a low fitness team, so we may need to look... Yeah, this isn't great. Because basically, the games are so close together. I may look to play Waghorn from the start, just because Marriott's not got the best of fitness. We may look at somebody else in centre back, but we'll see when we get into the game. Here we are then at Craven Cottage against Fulham. It's interesting to see what kind of lineup they've gone for. We've gone for a bit of an interesting one. I've decided to go for Andre Wisdom at centre-back. He's obviously looking to play some more game time, and he can do a job there. He has got the stats for it, but interesting to see how he does, of course. Also Jason Knight in the midfield. Gone for Waghorn and Martin up front. Not the paciest, but I don't feel pace in the first 60 minutes is that effective. So we got Josasu Marriott to come off the bench if we do need that pace later on. Let's have a look at their team then. They've gone for the 4-3-3. No Mitrovic, bit interesting to see. No, Fabrizio in goal. Fosse and Dijallo and Mawson and Bryan. Then Cisse, Reed and Kearney, Kanoko and Ite out wide. Ite has actually got about 9 or 10 goals this season, so I think he's second or third highest in the league. Is that Bobby Reed? Yeah, it's Bobby Reed up front, isn't it? So it's a very good Fulham team. Obviously, they're not playing a weaker team. Like a lot of teams in the Premier League do play weaker teams, but Fulham are playing their first team. Chance here for Martin through the middle. If I can slip him in with Waghorn. We have found it now. And try and look for Rooney. Bird with the shot now. Hits the keeper. It's been saved and cleared just about. I'm not too sure why Bird was there. I kind of wanted it to go to either Martin or Rooney, who's obviously a lot better at finishing. Wisdom winning the ball nicely there into Rooney. Now into Waghorn. Back to Rooney. He's got a bit of pace to get into the box. Blocked by Dijallo. And out for a corner. Rooney's not scored in a few games now, but I'm hoping we can get him back into it this game. He's gone across here to Graham Shinney. Now with the shot over the bar. Wisdom with the ball here. I've always seen Wisdom more as a centre-back. Like, when Steve McLaren had him on loan, basically what would happen is he would make a back three with Keogh and Buxton, and Forsyth would just literally play as a left mid. But Rooney's got the shot off here. Rebound into Waghorn. Just offside. You can just tell when it doesn't quite have the same effect, of course. But yeah, as I said, Wisdom is a centre-back, which I see him as. And now Keogh's out injured till the end of the season. Maybe we'll get to see him. Chance here for Rooney. He's in the box now with the shot. Fabrizio saves. Ball out here to Ite. It's a chance to slip it inside to Kearney. It's with the shot and into the back of the net. Yeah, we just got dragged out there on the counter-attack. As I said, obviously, we can counter-attack them. And that hair from, who is that? Fosse at left back, I think, right back, sorry. Ridiculous hair on him. But as I said, the counter-attack here is just very good. Just unfortunate, really. It's one of those, literally against the run of play. If I just show you the match stats quickly. As you can see, that's their first shot on target, which is a little bit frustrating. And we've pretty much dominated and probably should be in the lead. Bird wins the ball here, eye up into Martin with the finesse shot, saved by Fabrizio. Obviously, a very good goalkeeper. I think he's around about 70. Ooh, can we get the ball here? Shinney. Now to Waghorn. Pulls it across to Jason Knight. Not the best shooter in the world. Chance here for Fulham to get a second goal. Knockout with the skills. Goes around Wisdom very easily and into the back of the net. And that is the quality of Fulham. Literally, they do need very few chances to get a goal. I think we were just a bit unfortunate in this game with fitness. As you can see, Wisdom just not quite reading the skills there. Probably should have thought he's going to go onto his left foot. Only his second goal this season though for Anthony Knockout. And I think it's time to make some changes. I think we do need to try and get back into this game. We'll bring on Josasoon, of course. We'll probably go for that. I feel like Marriott, I think, yeah.
Well be scope for them to counter-attack here.
Rooney with the ball on the edge. I'm just going to try the long shot, because why not? And there we go, Wayne Rooney. I thought, why not? We've not got anything in this game so far. Wayne Rooney with the bit of quality. Hits it into the back of the net and makes it 2-1. Gets us hopefully back into it. And that's his first goal in about 2 or 3 games now. He's not scored in recent times. As you can see here, win the ball with low. Quick pass into him. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch into the back of the net. Very easy. Maybe I should do that more. Just literally shoot from 30 yards out.
Graham Shinney,
Marriott with the ball here into Josasoon's path. Has he got A bit of quality to go around the man, not quite. So now with Jack Marriott with the shot into the back of the net. Jack Marriott gets us back level, 2-2 on the scoreline now. And I must say, it's like I'm doing well in these games, but I'm finding it a little bit harder just to score the goals, and I'm just having to really place the shots into a decent area, which makes it more difficult for me, of course. Yeah, it's good to see us back level. Max low with not really any stamina at all, so I'm going to have to just hold the ball up and wait for somebody here with Shinny. Now into Jozasu. Can he go around the man? Yes, he can now with the shot, hopefully. Yeah, it's just not quite the quality that you expect. If that was Jack Marriott in that place, that's into the back of the net. But I must say, Fabrizio has made a number of saves this game. And there we go, full time against Fulham, a 2-2 draw away from home. I think that's a fair result at the end of the day. It was very good for us to get back into the game. As you can see, Fabrizio making a number of saves. But yeah, Martin Waghorn. I don't think Waghorn and Martin works up front, which I probably thought. We did have a number of chances and probably could have buried the game. But yeah, it's nice to see Rooney get back on the score sheet though after a while. A few scout reports here. 73 rated for Tomiyasu. Is he like we could just sign this guy instead of getting Clark at the end of the season? 21 years old. 6'2", 81 strength, looks very good indeed. I might look at him in January, since we had to play Wisdom in that last game. Wasn't the worst game from Wisdom, but maybe just a bit better at right back. I'm not too sure. Victor's only 73 rated. I didn't actually realise he had such a downgrade. Obviously, he was gold last season at 75 rated, but now 73. I just feel like, I don't know. He'd obviously do well for us. The only question is, I'd probably play him up front, but do we need another striker? That's the question. 57 rated here for Danny Amos. Not terrible, but we've got a number of left backs already. And then we have Kubo here from Real Madrid. 89 acceleration, 77 sprint speed. Very good ball control and dribbling at 78. For a 70 rated player, that is ridiculous. Only 45 strength though, but that's kind of expected from a skillful winger. But yeah, left-footed right mid, very nice indeed. Yeah, I might look at a couple of these. Definitely three. Yeah, I think we'll be looking at all three of these players in the next transfer window. So hopefully, guys, did enjoy this episode. It's been quite a productive one. We kept that second position. Obviously, the games are a little bit more tougher now. What I'm going to do is wait until the Man United game. See how we do against United, and then potentially fiddle with the sliders a little bit more. But yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. Leave a like rating if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.